to give my yes to you today. I choose.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 23rd of October, and I've got a big coffee this morning. If you have your Bibles, turn to Deuteronomy 30, verse 20. Deuteronomium 30, vers 20. God is putting before the Israelites a choice here, and He's saying to them, you can choose to follow me, you can choose life, you can choose death, you can choose blessing, you can choose cursing. And then he kind of, in the last verse of this chapter, he puts out what it is to choose him, how we live out accepting God and choosing God, by loving the Lord your God, by obeying his voice, and by holding close to him. For this is your life and the length of your days, so that you may live in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to give them. So God's saying, I have this promise, I have this plan, I have this blessing that I'm laying out, and I've laid it out, and it's a plan that, it's not a plan that I work on the fly. It's a plan that I've thought out beforehand. And I want you notice what he starts with? I want you to love me. Then I want you to listen to me. And then I want you to look for me and be close to me. And I want to encourage you and myself this morning to just remind us that we need to remember that we love God. We need to live in love for God and all that means. I mean, your definition of love and your living out of love and your experience of love and being loved. We need to love the Lord our God, and we need to hear his voice. We need to listen for him. We need to obey his voice, and then we need to hold close to him. We need to be obedient, and we need to walk in his way. We mustn't see he's going in that direction and decide to wander off in that direction or in another direction. We need to focus in on our heart. What are we listening to? What are we subjecting ourselves to? And what are we busy doing? Remember, I've told you before, God so often comes into our life and he says, hey, Sean, where are you? And what are you busy with? What are you doing? May you be found listening. May you be found holding on to God and walking close to him. Love him, listen out for him, and look to where he's busy and be busy with him as he works in and through your life to make this whole place a better place. And so I would commend you, I would encourage you to move into the blessing that God has planned for you, because he loves you, because he's speaking into your life, and because he's near. He's with you. He hasn't abandoned you. He hasn't left you. And he's leading you into the fullness of what he's planned for you. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. Remember, when they got into the promised land, when they got into that which God had prepared for them, they still had to fight for it. And so it's always a battle in this life. Accept it and move into it with the knowledge that if God says, love me, it's because he loves us. Listen out for my voice. Hear me and obey me, because I'm speaking to you. And hold close to me. Draw near. Walk in obedience. Be where I am, because I am in your life. I am involved. Just see it. Create the expectation of it. And have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.